I think you can hear me now. I think. How about now? How about now? Anybody? The fuck. EP, let me know if you can hear me. EP, can you hear me? EP, message. Oh, moo. Ooh. All right, now I was like, I didn't hear. Dun, 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 dun. Are we live on Twitch? Remember, no cursing for the first 15 minutes. I'll probably break that within the first minute. I'm trying. Whoever's in the chat room. Go team. Let's roll.
Now recording.
Welcome to Cycle's Redzone podcast here live on Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. It's Eric Williams, joined as always by Matt Nemo. Matt, what's going on? Matt, we are still the Super Bowl champions, and this one is for you, Philadelphia. This podcast is for you. And probably about a half hour, probably about 2 hours ago. I said a half hour ago, but we were on the phone for more than a half hour ago. About 2 hours ago, the Eagles came out with some news that they are re-signing all-pro linebacker Zach Bond to a 3-year, $51 million contract, including $34 million guaranteed at signing. an additional 1.5 million in incentives and escalators per source. This contract instantly makes Zach Bond one of the highest paid linebackers in the NFL. And yeah, this is a 2-for-2 big move. With the Barkley move, now Zach Bond line locked up. I guess Howie Roseman heard that he don't care about linebackers or running backs, and he said, "Hold up." Instant reaction, Matt. Yep. Yep. There's a couple things that I can touch base with on the Zach Bond thing. First of all, props to Howie for making righting the wrong and understanding that linebacker is an important spot in this team. We joked about it on previous podcasts, but like Howie just let linebackers go, and you would see guys get scared, and we were over here kind of advocating, don't be scared, don't be like kind of like a joke, and then as you're talking about Howie, I can't get the sound out of my ears of you doing I am Howie. I
Yeah.
compute salary cap. So every time probably from now until the rest of the time, all I'm going to think about when I say Howie Roseman, I am Howie. I compute contracts, salary cap, and like talking like a robot, and just that face with that blonde girl in the picture. For anybody that missed it, go over to twitch.tv/ITRZ pod. You have to check out the pod, but it was the episode where we start talking about the quarterbacks and talking about Shador Sanders and Cam Ward. But that was a excellent, interesting,
Oh, and
show.
big
But
shout out to Profit. I guess on Twitch it's recorded on audio, but my mic was not working through OBS for Twitch. So to just quickly summarize what I just said,
Oh, whoops.
To get Bond at the number that you and I talked about last night on yesterday's episode, which is now available for download. Give it a listen. Drop us a review. To get
Was
it
my mic
below
working?
yeah, your mic's working. I just checked OBS. It switched my mic input to default, and it has to go to
Oh,
my
okay.
actually
So if you're
blue
listening to
mic.
this, if you're listening to this on the download, you're going to hear this twice
Yeah.
because the audio will be we're downloading correct.
So slight repeat, but to get it at that $17 million, the number we were pinpointing yesterday, below, right around Patrick Queen money, but below Fred Warner money was that sweet spot you and I were hoping hoping to get yesterday. So, they have a lot of guys that they're going to have to try to re-sign over the next 2 years, so that helps you with the cap flexibility, and Bond played his ass off and deserved the money, and he gets paid, but not overpaid. So we like the move.
Yeah, I love the move, and I'm very, very looking forward to the season already. Like we're chatting earlier, and I was just kind of like hanging out, But I went downstairs to the show, and I picked up my Devontae Smith jersey. I put that on, and I'm rocking my Super Bowl hat. So we're rolling. Shout out to Prophet on Twitch, and can we get into something that I wanted to touch on yesterday, and I completely forgot to bring up because there's a couple of
Certainly.
Eagles things. So let's just put this rumor. Let's just shred this rumor because this is a rumor, definitely a rumor. What's the likelihood of that Patriots AJ Brown thing that they keep talking about? Are we at like 2%, 1%?
Slim to none.
Okay, yeah. I mean, dude, it's like going around like all over social media, like, oh, the Patriots are going to be getting AJ Brown in trade talks and blah blah blah. I don't, unless you're willing to give up that first round pick. I'm not trading AJ Brown.
No, it's a fever dream for I guess
Yeah.
Boston
Give him
radio.
first. I'll trade him for that early first round pick. Absolutely.
Yeah,
There's
if
no
you want to give
problem.
me a top 10 pick,
Absolutely. I'll give you AJ
gladly.
Brown for that. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think even just with the dead cap number, I don't like it. And no, it's Boston radio. They gotta find something to
They're
for
bored.
that
Yeah,
team.
the Red Sox stink. The Patriots stink. Yeah.
Patriots need they do need wide receiver help, but I think they came out and said they're gonna be looking to build in the trenches. That's going to be their top priority, which I think is smart. So,
Speaking of teams building in the trenches, the Bears saw the Eagles' offensive line help, and they traded for Joe Tunney, or are going to trade for. I don't know if that's official or if
no,
that's
nothing will be official until Monday.
yeah.
Next Monday, March 12th is
Monday. We'll be here, dude. I think like I was telling Matt off air, like we're back to like for like a minute. We're gonna be just doing shows, just keep. I know I told EP that today, and EP was kind of excited. I'm looking forward to it. Oh.
Monday. We're going to have a lot of free agency to talk to.
Yeah.
All the
lot of over.
trades.
I want to kind of like preface there with like a PSA there. Just because a guy gets paid from another team doesn't mean the Eagles should have paid them that much.
Big time. Free agency is, and it's why we've talked about like Washington getting Debo for a 5. Like, yeah, that's good for both. Technically, both sides. A little worse for San Francisco, but Washington needed a number 2 and didn't necessarily want to over.
Dude, I'm already
Like, T. Higgins is out there.
Yeah, these
T.
Niner
Higgins
fans
is
are
going to
already,
get $28 to $30 million.
Yeah,
And free. If he hits the market, you're going to have to pay him $28 to $30 million a year. And I love T. Higgins, but you can get Debo and put him next to Terry McLaurin and only have to give up a 5 for it. Like that's a good trade for Washington. Like that's a smart move. You're going to get teams like there's There's going to be, I'm telling you right now, Eagles fans, there's going to be a team that overpays for Josh Sweat and overpays for Milton Williams. And you're going to see the number, and you're going to be like, oh my God, why didn't we re-sign Milton Williams? But you're going to see that he signed for like, what, $21 million, $23 million, $24 million. And you're going to be like, I like Milton Williams, but I'd rather have that $24 million to put into Jalen Carter's contract. Because I'm sorry, I think Milton Williams is a good player, very good player. He's not Jalen Carter. He's not He's not as important as Cam Jurgens. He's not as important as Jalen Carter. But free agency is where these teams that are, I don't even want to say on the verge, because I don't think a team like Washington's going to overpay for necessarily anybody, and I don't think like Kansas City is going to overpay for anybody. Your teams like Chicago, your teams like, and Detroit won't overpay for anybody. Your teams like Chicago, your teams like Cincinnati, they're gonna, if they have cap space, they're gonna end up overpaying to bring someone in to. Okay, we got a player that we needed, we got a position that we needed, but they're at the point where they're going to end up having to overpay to get that, just because they need. It's like it's supply and demand. When you are a free agent, you know what your value is. That team that wants to get better, thinks they're close, and wants to make a move to get them to that next level, they're gonna overspend. And you can't look at, oh my God, Milton Williams left, when you end up looking at the deal and go like, oh God, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I just want, we might lose Sweat, we might lose Milton Williams. Yeah, okay, you like those guys, but you have to look at the money that they're going to get and realize, okay, do you like him, or do you like him at that number? More times than not with free agency, you're not going to like that player at that number.
Yeah, it's all about number. We talked about that yesterday on the pod. And I was just reading over some stuff while you were chatting, and I guess Zach Berman on February 18th predicted. Actually, I'll play the clip real quick if you want to hear the clip. But this is from February 18th. I don't know how much this is going to come off on the other side of things. But this is from February 18th.
The Eagles are re-signing All-Pro Zach.
I am predicting March 5th. The Eagles sign Zach Bond to a contract.
The Eagles are re-signing All-Pro Zach Bond to a 3-year, $51 million deal.
Wow.
Did you hear? I guess
March 5th.
Berman. Yeah, he said it was going to be March 5th. They were going to sign Zach Bond.
You know, I love Zach Berman, but he's 2 for 2 this offseason. He nailed that, and he also nailed the comment about the offense that we've been preaching for like 3 years.
Dude, we didn't even talk about that. There's so much shit. I feel like there's so much shit to talk about. Like, dude, like yesterday, I was like, we did a show, but we needed to get a show out there because there was so much. I'm not doing these 3-hour shows anymore. Nobody wants to hear a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
But like, me and Matt talked about it off air, and so we've been kind of on this like, hey, like the Eagles organization runs the show. Eagles organization runs the show. We keep getting clown people. Oh, that's not the case. It's Nick. It's this. It's that. Blah 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 blah. So the guy that is with the Eagles, writes for the Eagles, around the Eagles, Zach Berman, he's in that locker room day to day. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know how much now because the season's over, but he basically said, hey, like, don't expect, like, whoever they sign as an offensive coordinator, like, you're not running your offense. Like, you're going to call plays, but calling the Eagles offense, the Eagles organization. Dude, when I heard that, I marked the fuck out. I'm like, fucking hallelujah. Oh, see, I just, that was about, you know what? That was 16 minutes of that. So I good today. I did a good thing. That wasn't even intentional, by the way. That just like popped off, and then I said it, and I'm like, oh, like because we're not trying to curse the first 15 minutes anymore, because you know algorithms and stuff like that.
That's right.
It's all about the algorithm on Twitch, but like so like I was literally like losing my mind when I heard this, and I'm like, me and Matt have been saying this for years. Me and no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Yes, it is, you morons. Yes, it is. Just like I told you, you boys. We're very undervalued. You're not listening. And I know somebody's not there listening because I got a message today. Oh, what is your thoughts on Zach Barnes signing? Didn't answer you, did I? Listen to the podcast. Listen to the podcast.
Listen to the show.
Don't ask me Eagles questions. Yes, I'm a narcissist. Thank you very much. Because apparently that's a thing too. I'm a narcissist.
That's right.
Good call. I'm going off.
The narcissist.
I'm about to call. I'm about to start. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm about to change myself to the narcissist.
Yeah, we're gonna get you booked in July.
My man. Give me a freaking microphone. Give me a microphone. It'll be a live Inside Eagles Redzone podcast for our biggest thing. By the way, if you're definitely in the area, April 27th, Sunday, 11:30, Country Club Brewing in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Come support Inside Eagles Redzone podcast. Come have a good time. There will be fun. There will be Matt, and there will be Chris.
And there will be the newest member. You know what? I was a member, so I can offer him the invite.
Oh, you're gonna put him in?
The newest member of A Little Slice of Canada.
Oh, he's a little slice of Canada. I love it.
A little slice of Canada.
Is Jake coming?
I know.
You have to. No, he has to.
He's got to be there.
No, you got to. I play Canada for him. We'll do it. We'll play the Canadian national anthem. We'll do all types of stuff. Yes. I'm waiting for the triggered message to come. Oh, I'm not missing that shit. I don't give a shit, EP. Get your nails done. The other thing I wanted to say too, and we have not talked about this, but I just literally saw somebody comment, and I went, "Oh, that kind of makes sense." Maybe it doesn't make sense, but maybe I'm just reading too much of it. Remember when Jeff sold, or there was the rumors that he sold the minority of the team?
Yeah.
So people are starting to kind of put one and one, like, putting two to two together and saying that he got some money from this selling of some of the team, and now he's using some of that money to kind of offset some of these contracts.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Like, because you're using your money to kind of because it's not all cap money.
No.
It's a lot of his money.
Yeah.
So people are kind of starting to put it together, like, hey, like he got some money from the sale, and maybe that's why he put some of this because he wanted to make some more splashes in free agency, or with some of the guys that he needs to resign.
And I think he understands. Like, I saw something yesterday. The Eagles are the 12th most, like, they're the 12th highest value of sports franchises in America.
Wow.
He knows, especially with, and newsflash people, a lot of the stuff, and I think we talked about it last week, but they have a lot of money in 2029. Like the Eagles, like Lori and Howie, I feel like they look at everything in like 5-year time periods. And Lori is willing to pay out of his own pocket to keep the cap hits low. And they structure contracts and everything in like these 5-year windows. Like, they have a lot of money vested in 2029 because they're expecting the NFL Players Association, or the NFL actually, not even the Players Association, the TV contract, the NFL can opt out in 2029. And I guarantee you the NFL is going to do that because the NFL is just an unstoppable freight train, and they are going to get more TV revenue. I know I've heard Netflix is willing to outbid Fox or CBS for TV rights for the NFL. And they can put an offer together in 2029. So I fully expect the NFL to back out their TV deal, and they have an out in their contract in 2029, and expect whether the AFC or NFC goes to Netflix or Fox and CBS pay to keep the rights. It's going to be a lot of money, which is going to raise the salary cap significantly. And that's how the Eagles choose to play their contracts, and why Jeffrey will pay out of pocket to keep cap hits low, because they understand that they're in a business where you can't lose. Jeffrey knows his pockets can't get hurt. His pockets are only going to get deeper and more full of cash. So if he's willing to pay a little money to keep guys, to keep talent on the roster, to keep winning, to keep making more money. He's an intelligent man, and he's got the robot there to help make all the figures work. So just be thankful, Philadelphia, that you have an owner and a robot that are working side by side into keeping the team a winner.
The robot. But dude, I'm so excited for the offseason. I don't know what is to come, but I'm excited for it. And I think Eagle fans should be excited as well.
Without a doubt.
No matter what happens.
Yeah.
Just kind of stay on the edge of your seat, keep listening to Inside Eagles Redzone podcast, and we'll kind of be real with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything.
Nope.
I'm going to give you the real, honest opinion. But again, we're 25 minutes into the show, and Zach Bond is back on a 3-year deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Graham came out earlier today. Brandon Graham retore his tricep. Tore his tricep, came back for the Super Bowl, played the Super Bowl.
Tore it again.
Retore it. Yeah. This man is a legend.
They gave Nick and Doug a statue. Brandon Graham
will
has a
have
statue.
something.
I'm not even a big statue guy. But Brandon Graham made the strip sack in that Super Bowl, a bigger play than the Philly special. And then tears his triceps, misses half of the season, comes back early, plays in the Super Bowl, tears it again, wins another Super Bowl. Give that man a statue. And you know what? I know he's earned his flowers, and I know he's gotten his apology. But man, oh man, we killed that. Oh, he's not Earl Thomas. Oh, he's not Earl Thomas. Oh, he's not Earl Thomas. Ended up playing longer than Earl Thomas. Ended up winning more rings than Earl Thomas. Ended up not having drama like Earl Thomas. Brandon Graham, I love you. You're the man.
Yeah.
55 should be retired in a couple of years.
I thought you should say 55 will always love you. I'm like, no, that's 5 will always love you. But maybe we should call that 55 will always love you.
Would mean it, though. 5 didn't mean it.
5 just wanted to start drinking and get a big belly. Dude, when I saw him getting interviewed at the Super Bowl, I went, holy shoot, he got freaking big.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to go on my diet. Maybe I should get him on a diet.
That DDP.
Donovan, if you're listening to this podcast, hit me up for some calorie deficit advice and some drink your water, man. Just drink your
Drink your water. Put down the Mad Dog and drink the water.
Yeah, you don't need it. You don't need it, man. Darius Slay was on Achos, whatever podcast, garbage, whatever.
What do they call that by now? The facility or the
Whatever.
the jerk off circle?
Every time I think of Emmanuel Acho, I think of garbage Eagles player that I didn't understand why he was there.
He was like a 6th round pick.
Yeah, but he was garbage.
Yeah,
he was not
he
that
was
good.
not good.
He was a special teams guy. He was a special teams guy. He's actually doing better in the into the media. He's a media member. But he interviewed Slay, and Slay basically said they're basically talking about where he wants to go. And I just caught it yesterday. So, basically, I just caught it today. So, a lot of this stuff, we talked about Slay getting released yesterday. So, if you missed that, you can listen back. But a lot of the stuff is kind of just if you listened to yesterday, it's easier for you to listen to this episode. But he basically said he preferred to be back in Philly.
Yeah.
So if the money's right, which ultimately I'll make a prediction. I think he does come back to Philly. Could I be wrong? I could be wrong, but that's my prediction.
It's Detroit or Philly. I think
he comes back. Yeah, he's going to one of the places. Yeah. I think he goes to Philly. Big Dom. Maybe I should see Big Dom this weekend. Maybe I should tell Big Dom, hey, make a phone call. Just tell him, Slay, I want you back here. Capiche?
Hey, in 2 weeks, I could eventually run into Darius Slay playing online. MLB The Show. Darius Slay's big.
Ooh.
MLB The Show player.
Whoa. Whoa. EP, what up?
So if that does happen, I'll tell him. So, bro, just come back, win another Super Bowl. You'll get your money. You'll be happy.
That was EP's thoughts on you playing Slay in the Shout out to EP. I love how Discord just it's just so Discord is so goofy sometimes with some of the stuff. I check the the board from sometimes, and all of a sudden I just see EP's name just go from muted to unmuted. I'm like, how the hell does that happen? Just you gotta server mute these people. You can't just I don't know. But yeah, I think he comes back on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
And that'll be it.
Watch
it be watch it be $5.5 million.
I wouldn't be bad at all.
1 year, $5.5 million. We talked about Slay. We talked about Brandon Graham. We talked about Zach Bond. I think you got anything else you want to get into? I feel like we pretty much have everything.
Yeah, I'm ready to dive into these QBs.
All right, so the quarterbacks today are Jackson
Dylan
Dart,
Gabriel, and Jackson Dart.
So, and there's going to be, again, for some of the audio listeners, if you're go over to twitch.tv to watch the video portion, but the audio portion is pretty much here. But for the video version, go over to twitch.tv/ITRZpod. Before we go into any more video, I want to thank our friends over at Dubby. Go over to our friends at Dubby's website at dubby.gg. Enter the promo code ITERZpod at checkout. Save yourself 10% off your order. And stay energized and stay hydrated.
That's right.
Matt, let's get into, I don't know where you want to start.
We're going to start with Dylan Gabriel.
Okay.
We'll do it in the order that I looked at the film. In a little, so last week, if you missed last week, we did Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders. So my current rankings after week 1 of of study after the first batch was Cam Ward 1, Shedeur Sanders 2. Before we even get started, a little cliffhanger. What's happening? I got a new number 1. I have a new number 1. So I'll give you the rankings after we get through both the Gabriel tape and the Jackson Dart tape. I have 1 video for Jackson Dart. I got 2 for Dylan Gabriel that we'll just kind of watch and talk over. The first one that I want to show, and why I picked 2 for Dylan Gabriel. One is a highlight reel, courtesy of Fox Sports, and the second is from the draft guy or the draft network. They do a good job. I'm finding the draft network and Kurt Benkert for your quarterbacks, I think, are 2 guys to watch if you want to get some 100% bias stuff from, because this is the problem, especially without the NCAA having all 22 access, unless you are a content creator. And I don't know where these guys get their actual like all 22 footage from for the NCAA. You're going to find out. Yeah, I need to find out. But you're going to get guys that, this is a Dylan Gabriel highlight tape, so it's only going to be, like, you're only looking at the good shit. Where I've noticed with Bankert and with the Draft Network, it'll be all 22 from a game. Like the Dylan Gabriel for the Draft Room from the Draft Network. It's the game they won against Ohio State. And I think he shows some from... No, it's all that game against Ohio State, which is good. Jackson Dart, it's a loss to Georgia from Kurt Benkert. So college, it's just prefacing. It's not as easy as the NFL where I can go watch the all 22 from every game from the season and really gather the info. But why I chose the highlight reel to include into our tape study today is just because even watching, and this is to me a red flag, when as I let the highlights start to roll, you watching the highlights of Dylan Gabriel, you don't know, is this him or is it the talent around him and the offense that he's in? And I think, to me, that's a big thing for especially quarterbacks. Like even that play that just played, like Tej Johnson's wide open and he hits him in the flat, and Tej Johnson turns upfield and scores a touchdown. Now, with Dylan Gabriel, his current projection, they have him as a day 3 pick. Which doesn't shock me realistically, it doesn't really shock me. Because to me, and Eric, and I know you agree with me, this is not, I think next year is the quarterback draft. This year, you can go edge rusher, defensive lineman, running back, offensive lineman. This draft's really deep on defense and other positions on offense other than quarterback. Strengths for Dylan Gabriel, though. He has very good arm strength. He's got a quick snap release. He does show good, consistent form in the pocket, and he has some pocket mobility and some regular mobility. Those are good things that you'll see from Dylan Gabriel, and they'll show, like the play before this one, he got that ball over the top, strong enough to get the ball over the top of a second-level defender. Here, this play right here, he runs a speed option. He decides to keep it because the linebacker bites down on the running back, and he's got enough mobility to take off and score a touchdown. 54 yards, good run. You can see it from this backside angle here. Fake the speed pitch, let the linebacker bite down, and boom! And he's quick enough to get to the second level, take off, not get touched, and score a touchdown. And then this throw right here, he's going to move the pocket, slide his feet, keep his form. Boom, nice, accurate ball into the back of the end zone for a touchdown. So those things you like to see. It's let's get to this other video here. I think what you see and what I don't like with Dylan Gabriel, personal bias for me, he's a lefty. I don't like left-handed quarterbacks. I know some of them do work. I liked Michael Vick. You see Tua be able to put up some stats and stuff in the NFL currently as a left-handed quarterback. I think, though, with the negatives with Dylan Gabriel, I don't think his mobility will make him be a true run threat in the NFL. There's just times where he might look quick on a college field, but that rushing touchdown was against Oregon State. Yes, they're a D1 program, but that's a 3-star. They're getting 3-star recruits, maybe 4-star on a good day. They're not getting the 5-star recruits that he played with at Oregon. I think accuracy, and this throw right here, I just want to go back, especially from this end zone cam here. I think anticipatory throws and touch on the football are really where he struggles. If he has an offense to where, like, if he's in Miami with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, kind of like Tua right now. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. If he can just chuck it deep, or, Tyreek Hill's open in the flat and I can get it to him and let him do the rest, okay. Then he'll look good. But like this throw right here, he has it open. He's late. He's late and puts it in a bad spot. And I don't know if it's because he's small. I don't think he's 6 foot. He might be 6 foot, maybe 6'1" at the highest. But I think he's going to, struggle in the NFL behind big offensive linemen with getting these throws over. I see a lot of batted balls for him at the next level. And these throws like this is way open in college. You're not going to get this in the NFL. And you have to put... Like this throw, he should have thrown it a second earlier. Because, yes, his receiver makes the catch. That's a hospital ball. In the NFL, that safety is crushing the crap out of the wide receiver. And even still in college, he gets his wide receiver killed. Luckily, the guy hangs on to it and makes a great catch. But you cannot make a living off of throws like this and expect to get completions and expect wide receivers to want to play with you and for you. And you have to see the route get open and make the throw. Throw your guy open and throw it to a spot where he can get it and not necessarily have to leave his feet. And I think that's a problem that you see with Gabriel more often than not. If guys are open, he'll find you, and he'll hit you, and he'll put the ball on you. But you're not going to... And even though Ohio State, like this game that we're watching here that this guy's breaking down, Ohio State, elite. They ended up winning the national title. NFL players across the field. You're still playing in a college system. And the thing with Gabriel, after watching this breakdown of tape, watching his highlights... I don't know if he's got an elite offensive line. He's got speed all across the field. I don't know if it's him or if it's look at the situation he was in. Like, look, this is a nice, good pocket. And guys, and the route combinations are just going to get one of these two receivers at the top of the screen open. And then, boom, he can make the nice hit and the nice, easy throw. And that's just stuff you see with Gabriel time after time after time, where I don't think this all translates to the next level. Like even right here, he should cock this throw, put it on the spot, and get it out. And he's still going to hold that ball for the extra second, make his mind up, and then deliver it. Where in the NFL, you're not going to have this opportunity to hold this ball for that extra second and get that ball out more often than not. If stuff breaks down, great. Okay, then he'll make plays. But and then look at the yards at the catch. Like that's speed right there. The guy makes a nice catch, and he can run, get 10 yards after the catch because he's so fast.
Yeah.
Where in the NFL you need to make your mind. We sat there. We talked about it with Jalen Hurts all the time. You see that guy open, make your mind up, get rid of the ball. And look, just holding on to the ball a half second too long in the NFL will lead to sacks, interceptions, fumbles, or incomplete passes.
Basically, he needs to trust receivers. Like,
yeah, you have to. You have to put the faith in your wide receivers.
Because you don't got to trust in. Yeah, I know we said this a couple of times before, but like if you don't trust your receivers, then
you're hurt.
Yeah, I don't think your receiver room's any good. Then
no. And then even like this throw there, like his wide receiver wins off the line, and he can chuck it deep. They're like, he's got it. He's got an arm.
Yeah, but like you said, his receivers in Oregon had speed.
Elite speed. Yeah. And it's stuff like that where it's bad to me. It's bad if you're watching a quarterback and going, okay, his offensive line was elite. His wide receivers were fast. They were a track team. Is he making them better, or is it their ability and he's just the carrier? And I think the more I watch, even as this tape goes, and watching the highlight tape, that was the big red flag, is watching a highlight reel and going, I don't know if it's Gabriel or I don't know if it's the talent around him.
Yeah, but if you start looking at like a highlight tape, like they're going to only show like
you're only showing good stuff.
Yeah, I want to see the bad stuff.
Yeah,
I was looking it up that's kind of why I kind of paused for a little bit, but I guess they used to have like an all 22 for college, and you could like subscribe to it, but it was like $28.99 a month. But like they got rid of it in 2021, so like really there's no like there's guys probably like uploading full games now, but it's not. There's no like all 22 unless it's back in 2021 they got rid of it.
And this this play that's going on right here, this is a negative play. You're going to see, I believe he's going to have this linebacker open and break into a wheel route here, and he doesn't. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So this running back's going to run a wheel route and end up clearing the linebacker, and he's going to do the right job and move this safety with his eyes. But he's going to hold the ball. He doesn't trust his arm to make the touch throw. He's going to try to take the check down on the drag route. And he throws it a little high, and it's going to end up incomplete. So when he lets the play roll, we'll show you. But there's just a lot of little stuff like this that I don't like, because this to me looks like a guy who's going to get in the NFL, maybe not have an elite offensive line around him. So like, okay, right here, he's looking at the running back. You have to, and look, this safety that you need to pay attention to, hips are already going this way. Hips are already breaking out wide. So even if he decides to come over, your throw can beat him there. And you're going to see, oh, he paused it here too. So him looking, like, let's just look at this play here. So he should take the wheel route. Because this is a big play, especially with this safety and the position of his hips, which you should see as a quarterback. If you don't want the wheel route, you have to throw that ball. Your second read should be this, because this corner is about 3 yards behind him. You stick that to him right here, or throw that ball right here. You're not getting yards after the catch, but your receiver can catch it. He's going to end up holding and try to get this drag. And this linebacker, this is covered. And that's where he decides to throw the ball. Says he's saying the hips are showing wide, so he's looking to break inside to help cover this deep route because this guy is winning the route right here. And you just see that you gotta trust your arm. Now, to me, this is because I don't think he trusts his arm to throw. You need to throw a touch pass. You need to put power on it, but you need to kind of float that ball deep enough to where your running back can clear the linebacker and make the catch. And just to back that up another couple seconds, it's like this. This was a play that I just absolutely hated. So look, if he leads this guy's beat. He's got to step on him. Throw that out here. This safety's not getting there. That's a nice big chunk play. Nice catch if you put touch on it. To me, it shows he doesn't trust the touch throw if he can make the touch throw. And even this guy, this backside's open. But he decides to throw it to the drag that was completely covered. Look, this DB might be a little PI, but he was covered no matter what. And the ball's high, he can't catch it, and it's an incomplete pass. So stuff like that when you watch Gabriel that I'm not necessarily a fan of. So, to me, I think that's all you really need to see out of Gabriel there. My summation, I got Gabriel ranked number 4 out of the 4 that we've studied.
So far.
And
you haven't looked at Milroe. You really haven't given a grade on Milroe or Will Howard or the kid from Louisville yet.
Yep. So I think my summation of Dylan Gabriel.
Because
Milroe, I'm excited to watch.
The Draft Tech website that I go to has Tyler from Louisville going in the fucking 3rd round.
Wow.
And Will Howard going in the 2nd round.
Okay.
So I'm curious to see what you think of those freaking guys. It's gonna be a busy week. I think we're rolling all week. We've got running back, and then we're getting the running backs, and we're gonna fucking put Gianti, Hampton, and Henderson and Judkins.
Yep. I can't wait to start watching running back tape, offensive line tape, D-line tape. Summary on Dylan Gabriel, though. Gabriel has some tape and some highlights that look really good. Even when watching tape of good plays, some negatives really stick out. He certainly has arm strength, pocket mobility, and good pocket posture. However, he will have a lot of tip balls at the line of scrimmage in the NFL due to his height, and his throwing motion seems to have to see the receiver open or have a window to throw, or he won't pull the trigger. Also, do not believe his deep ball accuracy and regular ball placement are things to write home about. Benefited from a fast wide receiver core and very good offensive line. Not that he can't play at the NFL level, but I do not see him being a multi-year starter at a good level unless he gets into a creative offense. I could see like Miami. I think, and I know I said this to you off air yesterday, Eric, a Shanahan system with a more creative passing attack. Look, I think Miami would be a good fit for him. Not just because they already have a left-handed quarterback in Tua, but Mike McDaniel, who is a Shanahan disciple, he runs the Shanahan scheme, but he has a little more passing creativity than Kyle Shanahan does. And I think a situation like that, or even like Sean Payton, if Sean Payton was younger, and I mean, Bo Nix ain't going anywhere, but I think you need a very creative offensive mind with a run-based system to really maximize what Dylan Gabriel could be. Because as I said, I don't like his height. Yes, he can throw deep, but there's tendencies that from watching tape and even just from what we showed as we let highlights play and a little bit of that film breakdown, there's stuff that does not translate from college to the NFL there, where you can get away with it in college, you're not getting away with it in the NFL.
So let's get into anything else you want to talk about Dylan Gabriel?
No.
Let's get into the other.
Let's get into Mr. Jackson Dart. Now we're gonna let the film roll of Kurt Bankert's tape breakdown of Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, current projection, second to third round pick, played under Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. So Lane Kiffin's offense in college, pro style, but adapted to college. Like you're gonna see, like, even right here on this first play, if you're watching. So it's a 2-by-1 set. They have two wide receivers to the left, one guy in the slot, one receiver short, not even spread out wide. He's short to the hash on the left side, but he's got a running back next to Dart in the backfield and a tight end behind the line of scrimmage in like a fullback position. So Lane does this kind of, okay, we're going to run like NFL concepts, but we have that little college flair to it. And I think what I like most about Jackson Dart is you're going to see he's already on his progressions. And this, what I liked, what Kurt Bankert did here is they lost to Georgia. And Georgia's an elite. I know Georgia didn't have a Georgia type year necessarily. They won a playoff game. They made it to the playoffs. But and the more you watch this tape, Georgia played a lot of man. Like they were getting pressure with just four. So this was a situation where, this isn't film against Colgate or the Citadel where Ole Miss put up 84 points and it was easy peasy. Like this is an elite SEC defense that he had to play against. And you could tell, like, he looks ready. So even on this play here, they're going to audible out to that formation that I broke down before the play started. Motion the slot receiver over to wide outside, get him on a wheel route. Run a little play action. Eyes already downfield. And I like how he stands tall in the pocket too, which you like to see. And he's already making his progressions. Sees this tackle start to get beat, feels a little bit of pressure, but nothing's open. Georgia has this covered. So he's just going to tuck the ball and try to run. Georgia does a great job containing. Boom. Great play by Georgia. But he didn't force the throw. He saw that there was nothing there and decided, okay, let me try to take off. Georgia did a great job containing. And they had everything covered on this back end. Georgia had very, very good coverage throughout this game.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. No surprise. I think another strength, he's an anticipatory thrower, but he also understands what defenses are doing after the snap. So, like, this play, yes, he probably should have thrown it to this guy out here. As Kirk's saying, like, right there, he probably should. He might have been able to float this ball over the linebacker. This corner is going to break outside, but he might have had a throw there. But he's reading. He's consistently reading and trying to look through his progressions before he makes a decision. Which you like to, that's what you have to do at the NFL level. Here, his like right now, these last two plays that we've seen, his offensive line's just getting whooped on. Georgia came hard, Georgia came heavy, and he's got nowhere to go. So right now, his eyes are off, a little bit of a negative. Got to try to keep your eyes upfield all the time if you can. But he gets nothing there. But he doesn't force a throw. Not like what we saw with Cam Ward, where you're trying to play hero ball and got a little bit of Wentz in him. Always thinking, hey, I can make a throw no matter what. And, I'm just that good that my arm strength will get the ball there. That's where you get the interceptions. That's where you get the turnovers. And he gets roughed up right there. Now, I think this play right here is nice and what you're going to see out of him. No, that's an interception. That's not good. That is one of my negatives on here. He can get a little sloppy under pressure and overthrow balls. And I think that is what you see right here. Pressure in his face. Look at the throwing angle. Bad footwork. Bad throwing angle. And this ball just kind of sails on him. The idea was there. That was the right guy to throw to. But sensing pressure, not entirely too good. Ball's going to sail. Boop! Intercepted. You see, yep, they're down 7-0. Fast forward here. I think this is the throw I wanted to show. I like this throw a lot. So he has an idea of where he wants to go pre-snap. And look, he sees what the defense is doing here. They're backing off. They're in zone. And he's just going to throw, anticipatory throw. This wide receiver's not out of his break. Turns around, boom, ball's right on him. You see that from time to time with college quarterbacks, but dart's there. And again, boom, nice. A little bit high, but that's a proper place to put the ball. You need to get it over the linebacker's head. Reading sees him, lets it go, boom. Good catch, yard after catch. Beautiful throw right there. And you just see this from time to time with Dart. It probably should have been PI there, but that was a nice place to put the ball. He did have an open guy on the right side, but that's your last read on that play from what it looked. And I think if I got this right, he hits another nice play over the middle here. Nope, takes the check down. Okay. That's what you like to see. Like, he looks like a pro playing already, especially against a elite defense in the SEC. And it's little things like that I saw while watching this tape and another video. That ball right there, perfect. Bankert says this in the video too, but what you'll see with guys with good arm strength, a lot of the time, they'll throw this ball at 100 miles per hour. That, he puts a nice little touch on it where the running back can catch it comfortably, and run after the catch and get down the field. And I just think you see this from time to time. You see the pocket presence. Smart play right there. He's not going to force the throw downfield. And I think in college, you see guys trust their arm a little too much and go, okay, I can take the deep shot. Instead, he's going to climb the pocket. Yes, it's a shovel pass. Yes, it's only a couple yards, but you don't turn the ball over. And you stand tall. You get the dump off. That's a beautiful tackle. And I just see a lot of good pro stuff right here. Like this, you probably should have looked off and checked that tight end. But there's a lot of good stuff that I've seen from him. Following, making progressions, anticipatory throw. He plays tall. Most of the time he plays poised under pressure. He'll hang in the pocket. He's got better arm strength than you think. I like the throwing motion, and I like his ball location. Now, the weaknesses that I saw, he can get off of reads too quickly, and if there's a lot of pressure and it's consistent, he can get a little sloppy with his body language or body motion or posture in the pocket when under pressure. But like that right there, that should have been PI because that was a nice throw.
Yeah.
But this is the first time where I watched tape of a quarterback and I was like, okay, I like this. And he's talking about here where this throw could have been better. It's a good throw, but the throw could have been better if he opens up his foot more. Old
Yeah, it looks like
old
yeah, I don't
quarterback
know.
coaches and baseball coaches too will tell you to put your lead foot where you want to throw it. But if you open
That
up
looks
your
like
foot a little more,
he looks like he's going towards the more
yep.
like the where that corner, like that's a throw where you look at his footing.
If he opens up that foot, that's exactly what Kurt's
Interesting.
saying right
I
here.
don't. I've been thinking. Yeah,
If he
I'm not gonna
opens
play.
this foot up like a little bit out here, he can get that to the pylon. And his receiver can. And it's still a good throw because only the receiver can get that ball. But you could lead it to the back and maybe have him make an actual play on the ball if you open up that foot. I don't know, backed up here, there was one play where I didn't like his throwing motion. Yeah, like right there. He still gets us off kind of accurately, but I don't like that. Under pressure, you kind of contort your body and lose your posture and lose your throwing stance. And to me, that's something that can be coached though. And there's a nice throw too under pressure. That's something to where if he gets with a good quarterback coach, that quarterback coach is going to put the, hey, let's open up this foot here. Hey, even if you're under pressure, stay in your throwing stance, stay in
I
your
see
throwing
what you.
motion.
Yeah, dude. As I'm watching his footing, he's a little bit off with his
Yeah. He's a little old school in his
like River. He reminds you
footwork.
of Rivers. He
Yes.
like Rivers and
But like the
because they
throws
called
that
it
he makes, man.
the people that I was like reading, they were like talking about his footwork not being really like awkward. They said,
Yeah.
but like a quarterback coach could probably coach that out.
Yep.
But they didn't. They didn't say that it was a bad thing. They just said it was unique.
Yeah. Like he plays like if you played quarterback in the 1990s, you would see that style of footwork.
Yeah.
But I think he throws very catchable balls. He looks
Like
like
who?
a pro quarterback.
But who? Like now we talk about his footwork being different than what it's supposed to be. Who do you think like somebody had to have told him like this is the way to go? Like you know what I mean? Nobody has
Yeah,
kind of
he
the new way.
probably played with a lot of old head coaches.
Uh,
Because I don't like it's not that his footwork isn't bad. It's
yeah.
just
For a sec. Is
very
that you? Is that your telestrator?
no no.
I'm like, oh, shit, we got a new telestrator. I'm like, oh,
It's very old school. Like
yeah, yeah.
watching it, it reminded me of my baseball coach. Oh, you want to throw? If you're throw it like, especially when I learned how to play catcher. Oh, you want to throw to second base? Make sure your left foot is pointing like directly to second base, and your throw will be get there and be accurate. Where, I'll just hey, it's Kurt's video, so we'll give him love. He talked about how Matt Ryan didn't necessarily have the best arm strength. But what Matt Ryan did to kind of make up for arm strength and, you know, and situations like this, like he would open, he's talking about here, if Dart opens up his left foot more, kind of like the first play we talked about, where we talked about his footwork. If he opens up his foot a little wider, and he's gonna make this motion where it kind of looks like he ends up throwing across his face, but that ball will be more accurate. And you can make up for arm strength or accuracy if you open that foot up a little wider. And that's exactly what he mentions here. Like Matt Ryan used to do that especially on the slants, those deep crossers. Sometimes a wider base and swinging that plant foot a little wider will help you get that ball where you want it to be so your wide receiver can catch it instead of just trying to, my arm strength's good enough to cut it there and get it there and not have to worry about my footwork compared to other people. But I'd like, out of the 4 quarterbacks that we've watched so far and that we've gone over, he's been the most impressive. He looks not necessarily ready, but I think for handling a complex college scheme, I think he did very well. And I think he has the ability to be better in a simplified professional offense than these elaborate college offenses. And you just see throws that you will see on Sunday. And he had decent wide receivers at Ole Miss. Ole Miss wasn't really elite at wide receiver. But to be able to do and make some of these throws that he's making against a very talented Georgia defense, especially with the pressure he was under, with the pressure that front four was getting, I just really like and was really impressed by the tape that I saw. Well, he understands defenses post-snap. He'll go through his progressions and deliver an accurate ball on time, stands tall in the pocket, and will take what the defense is given to him. Needs to fix some footwork, especially when the pocket collapses around him. Could be a very good starter if given time to sit and learn. That's my synopsis on Jackson Dart. But he is currently my new number 1.
Woo!
So the updated Matt Namo rankings so far.
I love it.
Are Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, and Dylan Gabriel.
Will Howard make the top 4?
That is a great question.
Will Jalen Milroe make the top 4?
Another great question.
And that'll be figured out tomorrow, live on Inside Eagles Red Zone podcast.
I'm excited. Milroe from the beginning was the one I was really looking forward to.
He put on some size too. I was watching him stuff. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I was watching him at the combine, and dude, he looks fucking jacked. I didn't think he was that jacked.
No,
but it shows.
And you know what? And I do want to give love to Prophet, because Prophet was I think you're really going to like Jackson Dart. He's a darter. Prophet was the first darter. I jumped on the boat.
Kress even said, he knew you were going to like it too.
Kress knew. I remember that DM from Kress saying, you're going to like Jackson Dart. We're darters, baby. For now. I don't know. Milroe, I'm excited to watch.
This might be the worst. This might not be a good quarterback class.
No.
It might not. It also could be that these guys just don't show, but hey, they get on the field and they're ballers.
That's very true too.
We could be wrong. These guys could be NFL fucking stars.
Yep.
You know what I mean? For all we know, I don't.
And that's what makes it interesting.
I love the draft.
Yes, but last year, watching the quarterbacks was oh yeah, we got quarterbacks. Where it's been okay, you see some good, you see a lot of but you never know. Some of these guys, they might get into the right scenario. They might sit, and then you never know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, because I will still lead the charge that the NFL still has a quarterback problem. I'm hoping that this class does better than anticipated. Next year's class I'm excited about. But the more good quarterbacks there are, the better. The league is great now. If we can get 6 more quarterbacks over the next 3 years, maybe 7, maybe 8 tops, then all other sports should just say, "Hey, we're here, and I know people love our sport, but we will bow down to the king and just admit that the NFL is God."
Hey, I want to throw this out there that all these people that are kind of watching the content, it's okay to disagree.
Definitely.
So if like you see this and you go, "Oh, Matt's like out of pocket for saying this," like this is why we do the podcast.
And that's the fun thing about watching this stuff. Some people love Cam Ward. Some people love Shador. Some people love Dart. Someone out there probably loves Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah. I like Dylan Gabriel's combine workout. The more and more I watch him, I go, I don't know.
You called him the left-handed Marcus Mariota, and I can't get that out of my head.
Yeah.
You looked at Mariota in college. Oh my God, number 1 pick. Oh my God. NFL.
He's Marcus Mariota. He's a lefty Marcus Mariota.
I feel the same.
I look at Jackson Dart and I see Phillip Rivers.
Will
be consistent. Get him with a good quarterback room. He's not going to fall. He's going to go somewhere like Seattle. I think he ultimately goes with Seattle. He goes with
Seattle, Pittsburgh.
New Orleans could be a fit.
Ooh.
New Orleans, I think Seattle, New Orleans, and
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Ooh.
With Newsheimer and Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
I think
round 2.
I think another
Saints pick.
I think another one that could be something to watch would be, I don't know if they would be in the mood for a quarterback now, but maybe if he falls to the 3rd round and you can't pass it up. But I would look at a team like Tampa.
What about Detroit?
Man,
Detroit, I don't know because I don't know what their offense is going to be now.
Yeah, I don't.
If Ben Johnson was still there, if I was Detroit and he made it to round 2, I would snag him.
I just don't know what Detroit's feelings is on Hendon Hooker because he's been
he
was drafted pretty early by Detroit.
That's true.
I think he was also a 3rd round pick.
Because I think they can get out of Goff's contract in like 2 years. Wouldn't be surprised if 2 years, boom. I don't know, but then I don't know what their offense is going to be without Ben Johnson.
What about Dallas?
Ooh,
You have an offensive. You have some offense.
Ooh. That's not bad. That's not bad.
I mean, because like if you really think about it, it's like those 4. I think those are the 4 teams.
Yeah.
Indianapolis.
You know what? I think
that's the 5 teams.
I think Indy could take a quarterback this year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I
Round
not
2, not a
round
first
three.
round. Round 2, round 3.
Well, I mean, dude, would shock you?
No, I don't think it would shock me.
No, it would not shock me for Indianapolis. I say that jokingly, but if Sanders would fall to like, I think they're at 14.
Yeah,
If
they're at
Sanders
14.
would fall, would you take a guy like Sanders and hope? I was like Anthony Richardson. Really, is he going to be like? You've what? This is year 3.
Yeah, this is AR's last stand in Indy.
Yeah, you got a 3 year. They say 5 years, but you don't. You have to have like a. He didn't. He got
He's
hurt.
shown no progression, and he's been hurt.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough, and they're another team that needs a quarterback. Like ultimately they could like wait another year and just say, hey, like we're gonna go all in for Drew, like Drew Aller or whoever. You know what I mean? Like whatever. But like
they need weapons. They need quarterback.
I haven't even looked. You know, I was like, you just said that, and now I'm kind of curious. I want to see what like their cap space is. So
That's
their
true,
cap
too. Do you want
space.
to have 2 first-round quarterbacks on the roster?
Well, I mean, if you decide not to, well, that's easy. If you decide that.
Yeah, true. If you
the Colts have $34 million in cap space, but in 2026 they have $118 million in cap space.
Whoo!
Yeah.
Damn.
Geez, they have a lot of guys with a lot of chance.
I hate that roster. I don't like that roster.
No, I hate that Colts. I think you really could just like Alec P. Like I like Latu.
Yeah. I did too.
I like A.D. Mitchell.
That's about it. Pittman's okay.
Quentin Nelson.
No, I like Q.
But like DeForest Buckner's like he's what, 31? 31?
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor's kind of
Dude, they're a team like 3-4 years ago. I was like, okay, they're like a quarterback or a couple pieces away from being legit. They're another team though. They had a little bit of a window, and instead of like drafting a
Jonathan
quarterback,
Taylor actually had a very good year last year. 1,400 yards.
Yeah.
11 touchdowns.
It's just mired in quarterback
You don't have space. Quentin Nelson is like could save them $10 million, but you're not going to cut him.
No.
You could restructure some. The Colts could make some space. Could make some splashes. They could move a lot of money over to 2026. They're really good if the owner wants to pay.
Yeah.
But that Colts owner. It comes to alcohol. You're going to give him money on alcohol. Did I just say that? Did I say that out loud? I said that out loud. Yeah. Anything else you want to get into? I think we had a good show.
I think we did. We killed it.
Another hour, almost an hour and a half. Thanks again for listening. If you were listening on Twitch, thank you, Prophet. Shout out to Prophet. Shout out to P. Shout out to anybody listening live. You get the fucking shout outs, whatever. It's like I fucking sounded like a acceptance speech of the fucking thing. I want to thank EP. I want to thank Matt. I felt like a fucking like. Fuck it. Why are we giving people shout outs? Like, I'm over here becoming like a Grammy. I want to thank this for the support you given me. Oh, fuck all you motherfuckers.
Fuck them.
Matt, thanks again. We'll be back here tomorrow. Before let's see if the outro works.
That's right.
But who the hell knows? Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. And
join us tomorrow for more fun, baby.
let's see if this works. Peace. Peace.